Alright, what is up everyone? Welcome back to yet another video. I think this might be the last one. We'll see how much more energy I got for this series. I really want to start something new instead. As I mentioned before, it's mostly because I've been using free assets in this series, and it drastically limits like the looks of stuff. And I really want to do like a third-person shooter series as well, like a zombie shooter or something. I'm gonna do that in UE4 instead. Also, you have all been dying for like an inventory series, and I think I will do that in the third-person shooter series instead. So we'll set up like a proper inventory because I feel like I have a fairly good grasp on how to make a decent multiplayer inventory that I'm using in like my own project. But yeah, last video was super long, and I'm gonna try to make this one shorter. So I also got one comment for like a quick drop weapon. I will set that up quickly in this video, so we have a drop weapon function. But in the inventory series or inventory parts of the third-person shooter series that I'm planning on making, that inventory will be easily translated to this as well if you want to keep doing like a fantasy or RPG series. So it shouldn't really matter if it's a shooter series or if it's a third-person shooter or if it's fantasy or whatever. It's gonna work with everything basically. So, but let's throw in a quick drop weapon function, and that shouldn't be too hard. Should be fairly easy actually. I can go to graph maybe and do a whatever. I'm gonna do the T key. T, and on T we are gonna make a custom event. And it's going to be server of weapon, and let's see, I'm not sure because we don't want to spawn duplicate items, so t server drop weapon should be fine. And we have the equipped weapon, right? Let's just do the equipped weapon for now. And we have the current weapon. Yeah. So we have the current weapon, so that's what we're gonna drop, basically. So we need an input here of the S weapon details. And we're gonna throw in the current weapon, and we are gonna, on the event, we're gonna break the weapon. And so basically we have in the weapon, we need to create a reference to this weapon that we have. So weapon details, create a new one called weapon class, and it's gonna be of the type, what's it called, browse to asset master weapon, and it's gonna be a class reference. So this is the one that we're basically gonna create. So in all of your weapons, let's do the axe. So what we need to do is in all of your weapons, in the details, now that's the projectile. We don't, because we need to compile this first. There we go. We have this weapon class now. So you always need to set this at itself. So weapon X, so let's set this to weapon X. Perfect. And we have the weapon class, so spawn actor from class, drag the weapon class, and the spawn transform is just, I'm just gonna cheat a little bit, I'm just gonna add an arrow to my character, and we are gonna call it drop item arrow. And we're gonna get the drop item arrow, get transform, get world transform. You're gonna plug it in. Refers to self. And for collision handling, I would say try to adjust collision location, but always spawn. And that should be fine. So we're not done yet, but just to check if it working. So we're gonna press T. And what's the key I used in my city? Okay, it's not working. So open dropped. Let's just see if it gets all the way there. It is. So it's probably because we shouldn't need to multicast this, because that should create two. Let's see. Is it a multicast issue or is it another issue? Don't I do this with the arrow? How do I solve that? So I am in this one. I am spawn actor. It's working here. So maybe it's just that I need to make it reliable. Or maybe I actually need to pass the class through. Start by making it reliable. Let's see. Well, since it is server spawn actor, I'm using this class actually already for the items. We don't need two of the same functions. So let's select that. Grab the weapon class. Perfect. And this one transform is gonna be okay, like that. That's really weird. 1 second. Yeah, okay. So basically, this is how you problem solve. So if we do a print string here, print string, and we print the class, because sometimes I get people asking in the comments like, why is this not working? And I tell them to print strings. This is how I usually find my own errors. Because we have the current weapon, we have the weapon class. I'm gonna print the weapon class here now. And see when I press, okay, we don't have it on the screen, but when I press T, it says no 0, so that's why it's not working. So it was just because it was like a week ago that I was into this project, and we are apparently not using this current weapon. So I guess, yeah, so that's why it's not working. So good to know. So let's just do, because we have, how do we know what stance we are in? Okay, weapon stance. We have this one. Good. So if we are in one-handed, let's keep doing the two-handed here. Server spawn actor, and we're gonna get the two-hand details. We're gonna break, and we are gonna touch the weapon class like that, and we're gonna get the drop items arrow, get world transform, and we're gonna connect that. Perfect. And now we should see. There we go. Obviously, you can move up the arrow. You just have to place it wherever you want to. And when we drop it, we also need to remove it from the player. So we are gonna set the get the two-hand mesh and set the two-hand details, because we dropped mesh, so there's not gonna be any details, and we are is this serif notifying? No. I'm gonna make the next tutorial so much better, because I realized I set up a lot of stuff really weirdly here. So custom event because we want this one to last, so we need, why isn't this notified? I'm just gonna do an easy solution, a custom event. Remove item mesh MC run on server, multicast. Yeah, this is a bad solution. You should do this as a rep notify, to be honest. So I'm just going to change this one to rep notify. Because then we only need one. Yeah, so if we just, I'm not sure why I didn't do these as rep notifiers from the start, but if we make them rep notifiers, we can just use them as the replication process instead of multicasting, because not right now I think we are multicasting when we switch weapon, right? I'm gonna set it up a little bit better in the next series, so you will see. And so yeah, and since we set it to 0, we're gonna set the get to hand mesh, set static mesh, and we're gonna get the two hand details because we just set the details to nothing. So even if we do like this, it's not going to show anything. So, but in this case, we just want to remove it. So let's just have it like this. Server unequip to hand. That should work. Let's see. So it removes the mesh, so that's good. And we should probably I also feel like it was a long time ago in here and I was in this project and I don't remember the naming of stuff, so I can't find anything. Let's see, where is the weapon switching? Is it here? No, this is not the right one. Why didn't I just name it a quick weapon? That would have been so much easier to find. Here it is. MC. Why didn't I find it? MC equip weapon. Yeah, this is not the best way to set it up. It's working, but the problem I think with this one, I don't know why I didn't realize that before, but the problem with this one, to be honest, is that if you have an ongoing server where people can connect afterwards, they probably won't see you switch weapon because the multicast only executes once, and clients that connect after the multicast that's executed won't be able to see the difference. So that's why you want to use rep notifiers, because rep notifiers fire every time someone becomes relevant. So it's better to do this in a rep notifier, to be honest. We're gonna do that in our next project. You can just keep this so far. I'm gonna explain it better in the next video, or in the next series that I want to make it properly from the beginning. Although I could clean this up, but anyway, as also that's obviously only an issue if you are actually gonna have clients connect afterwards, like in the middle of a match or something. If it's a co-op game where where all the clients start the map at the same time, like a mission-based something, this is not going to be an issue. But so we want to do the MC equipped weapon when we drop the weapon. Or actually, we don't want to do an MC. We want to do it there because it's a server. Because multicast needs to run on server, and now it is run on server. So that should be make it so that when we drop the weapon, we switch poses, as you can see. And if we have, yeah, you got it. So that's basically it. There we go, we dropped the weapon. Let's see if it works on this client as well. You can see that we have the client. The client can now pick up the axe. The client brings up the axe as well. The client presses T, and you can see that he dropped the weapon now. So that's perfect. Alright, I think that's going to be it for this video. I'm not really happy with this tutorial series, to be honest. I'm not going to use free assets in the next one. I'm going to set it up a lot more properly from the beginning, and I'm going to plan ahead a little bit more to not get stuck. Also, I think I've learned my lesson now about the desktop audio, so I don't need to record the same video like 5 times. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed it. Keep commenting about stuff you wanted to add. Maybe at one point we will clean up this one and make it actually a little bit nicer with paid assets and stuff like that, or we'll just do that from the beginning. I'm working on a component system as well, which is pretty much gonna be easier to set up. So basically it's a component system, so you can just add different components to whatever class you have, and so you will add like a weapon component, an item component, an inventory component, health stat component, stuff like that, and yeah, we'll see how far I get with that. Anyway, see you in the next video, and thanks for watching. Bye.